So I have this Hug Snug ribbon as well, and I don't really like the colors of it, so I think that's what might be turning me off. So there is a white, and I could dye the ribbon, but I'm thinking another choice is get rid of this tab idea. Right? I don't want if I get rid of this tab closure, and then if I glue a bit of ribbon on the inside before I finish laying and pasting this down, that will be secure in there. Won't be on the back distracting or anything. And then I could close the book that way. Close the book and have a little frilly bit. Not that much. But I could have a nice chunk of ribbon as a tie. Right? That'll just tie that. That'll just stay towards the edge. Right? And that will keep the front and the back together. So if it doesn't work, we'll do something else. So I'm going to just measure what I need here, and then I'm going to cut a piece off. There seems to be more to cut off on this side to balance it up. So I need 18 and just about 18 3/4. So I'm going to just trim this up and glue it on. So I want pretty much the whole Dragonfly to be on. I'm going to go with the ribbon option for the tie, and I am going to put it on right about there. So I'm going to mark this so I can cut this off, and I can mark this. So like I said, I know the number here, and I can cut this off right about there so that I have my number here. Oh, 19. So here at 19, just going to go just under 19, and then I'll be able to cut that off and cut that off. So remember, don't cut this one first, because then you won't have your mark. Done that a few times. Hold on, I'm going to go to my cutter, and hopefully it's going to cut this nicely. Okay, so there's the piece I cut off. This edge and this edge. I'm going to keep that so that I can put that at the bottom here on the other side when I get to that point. Okay, so next we need to get Mod Podge happening. I wish I had the Tim Holtz matte, distress matte paste, because I like the way it sticks down, but I don't have any. Okay, well, I did find in my box of paste and whatnot, I found Distress Collage Medium, which is what I want, but this one is actually the crazing. So thinking, I'm going to glue this down with the Mod Podge first, remembering to leave a little edge. Oh, I'm a little bit big. I need to cut that down a bit, I think. Should fit. I'm going to cut that just a smidge. There, that fits a bit better in there. Plus, I think this is going to stretch a little bit. So, I'm going to remember to leave that little edge on this side. And then when I go around the back, that's going to go and fit nicely to there. And then I have this piece that I cut off, which I can put into there. And that should work out pretty nice. I like it. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to open it up and get this on. And I just thought I'd mention that I'm putting it on now because the next thing would be to get this piece down with the ribbon in it and do the inside of the cover, and then I can sew in the signatures. And I do it in that order because I don't want to have to deal with the signatures and you know, that weight and all of that. So I will get the cover done. I think it's gonna look nice. So let's just go for it, right? So I'm gonna Mod Podge underneath. And then I think if I'm going to glaze, I'm going to glaze on top. So here we go. I'm just taking a risk, just going for it, I guess. You got to, you know, you got to make a decision sometime. Well, there's just too many options, you know, and you can go round and round and round with this stuff and never decide. So I always try and make sure I've got enough on, because this is a little tricky because I'm putting this on fabric, textured fabric. There's a nice texture to that. So I'm hoping that's going to show through when I get to this part. Once I've got the decoupage paper on top. So I'm just going to make sure that I've got as much as I can here. Get glue in everywhere as much as I can. So that's looking pretty good to me. So here we go. So you gotta lay it down straight, because if it's crooked here, it's gonna be really crooked down there. I'm thinking, ooh, where's that edge? That edge. Maybe that's about the same. And then I'll have enough for this piece to go here. Just so I want to make sure, even if I overlap there, I want to make sure that I don't have a gap at that end. So I'm pretty happy with that. So then I put this piece down. And make sure there's no bubbles. And we're back. Carrying on here. I put the decoupage paper on to the fabric covered front of this little shopping bag, and I had marked the inside for the signatures to be sewn in, so I will have to remark those so I know where they're going to show on the outside here, and then I can punch that back again onto this inside fabric once that's been glued down. So just kind of have a quick look here at what that turned out like. So this is quite stiff, a lot stiffer than I was expecting it was going to be, but I guess that's from that matte medium. But I'm finding as I bend it, I can soften it a bit, so that's okay. So it's strong for sure. Now the other thing is, it lost a bit of the texture that I was hoping to find. So I'm thinking I'm going to try and just rub it a bit and see if I can bring some of that back. I'm not sure how that's going to work, if that's going to work. I kind of like that texture that was under there, and I hate to lose it. So I got to think of something, how I can try and bring that back. But it's definitely going to be on the inside. So what we're going to do today is just put this little bit of ribbon in first, so that I can make a tie on the front because I want that to come around from the book back and be able to come to the front and tie into a beautiful little bow. So I want to make sure I have enough, and better to cut too much and then be able to trim it than not enough. So I'm going to say probably, this is a hug snug ribbon too, so I'm going to say probably that much should do it. And I'm going to just take that piece and glue that onto here right away. So I want that to come more to this edge than further down the book. So I'm going to come in about just a little more than that. A little more than that. So maybe right about here. Because I want it to keep the pages closed. So that's simple. I'll find this pretty much center of this near enough. And put that on. All right. Simple, tiny steps. And we'll let that dry. And give that a second. So I'm just gonna go back through and poke those holes again. A little bit tougher this time because I'm having to go through that paper as well. But I can see I'm getting a nice hole on that side. So that's good. I like it to be sort of lined up on the other side, on the back of the spine, and I get to see the signature sewing pieces. So there we go. I got 3 here. That's pretty nice. Now they say what you can do is go back and poke the holes in so you don't have that paper sticking out. So I'll do that, see if it makes any difference. Okay, there we go. So that's that. And the next thing I'm going to do is mix up some Mod Podge again with probably this tacky glue and glue this down. Will I be able to see through that? Nope. Okay, I can't see through that, but that's okay. I can make the holes from the other side. So I'm just going to glue that down. Okay, and this will go over. And all I'm going to really worry about at this point is lining up this bottom piece and pulling that fairly snug. And there. I can always come back and add more glue around the edges if I need to, but for now, I'm just going to put some clips on. All right, same with this edge. This edge has to be folded under later. So I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to just leave it like that. Okay, so the signatures are going to be sewn in here. So let's just, I'm going to just carry on and glue the rest of this down all the way over here and leave that to dry. I'll be able to see through that. Nope. Okay, I can't see through that, but that's okay. I can make the holes from the other side. So I'm just going to glue that down and pulling that fairly snug. And there. I can always come back and add more glue around the edges if I need to, but for now, I'm just going to put some clips on. All right. Same with this edge. This edge has to be folded under later. So I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to just leave it like that. Okay. So the signatures are going to be sewn in here. So let's just, I'm going to just carry on and glue the rest of this down all the way over here and leave that to dry. So that's glued right over the ribbon, and trying to keep that little ribbon turned over. So I'm just going to put that on. This is a little wetter as I put this one. I mixed this one right on that bag rather than on this card here. And it's quite wet. So that's, I like that actually. It's made the paper ripply, but it's going to soak into this fabric really well. All right, so like I said, just going to clip these down and leave it.